Hello and welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to MMS IndyCar World Series. Today we are not at the Lausitz or the Euro Speedway Lausitz, or however the hell you want me to name that circuit. Because of issues, we are at the Hockenheim Ring for the second time in a row, theoretically, canonically, timeline-wise. Last time we were at Hockenheim with Formula 1, now we are here with IndyCar for a bit of a comparison between the cars, but also because this circuit has served some amazing racing, despite the controversies in the Formula 1 race, so, why not go here with another open wheel series that MMS has. Joining me today in commentary box will be Miran FG. Miran, it is a pleasure to host you again. What are your thoughts about this race? Because if we look at the qualifying results, which we will do sooner or later, it's absolutely mad.
It really is, isn't it? First of all, I'd like to say thank you for having me back once again. It is a bit of a topsy-turvy qualifying grid. You'd almost think that it is a reverse qualifying grid or some sort of that. But we saw a lot of drama when Formula 1 came here, and just a very, very chaotic race. I think we should be expecting something similar along the lines of the F1 race, but we'll eventually see what happens. Just a very, very interesting qualifying grid. We'll obviously go through that later.
Yeah, the drivers admitted that they had a few struggles with the curbs, as we've seen with the F1 race. The main issue, though, will be for the drivers during practice sessions and qualifying. They reported that the Sachskurve is a bit of an issue to them. Sometimes they dip the car too low and they sometimes spin out, which isn't a thing we've seen in Formula 1. So be on the lookout for that corner. But yeah, Miran, I'm now going to take our viewers to the grid for you to present.
Yes, so the starting grid then for the race here at the Hockenheim Ring. It's Jafari Black with a first pole for the Jamaican and a first pole for EVC Motorsport. It is Blackwood on pole, but not by a lot. This is Johannes van Leer, the Dutchman, starting in P2, just missing out on pole by a thousandth of a second. You'll see later on that the qualifying grid is really, really close today. Trumelo Ntungwana starts in P3, followed by Ricky Vannersen, accompanying the Botswanian driver in the second row. Morton O'Connor is P5, followed by Mavondo Nguema in P6. Kyle Wilhelm, who is P7, with Jake Tildesley in P8, good qualifying from the Brit, as it's Mika Hannen in P9, followed by Williams Sir Pedro de la Lamy. Everyone was thinking he's going to be racing now that the Williams drivers got banned, but he is staying on reserve duties. Henry J. Brown is starting P11, followed by Rio Leonard for Zenith Works in P12. Juan Pablo Goyando, the Colombian, starting in P13, followed by Yash Gupta in P14. Gerard Hertz is P15, followed by Luke Herholt in P16. Danny Whaler is P17, followed by debutant Ide Weitz in P18. He becomes the second Swedish driver in MMS to race in MMS, yeah. John Keith, the first of the Keith brothers, starts P19, followed by David Morris Pearson in P20. Mark Tander is P21, followed by Matthias Richard, the other Zenith Work car, in P22, followed by the Archangel of Henry Jumalainen in P23. Frank Aston is P24, followed by Henry David Pearson in P25. Miki Biasioff starts in P26, the Italian, also making his debut in IndyCar, followed by Tony Michaels in P27. Artemio D'Ambrosio is P28, followed by Lau Chi Ming in P29. Sofia Ankudinova, championship leader, all the way down in P30. Let's see what she can do today, but she has got a lot to do today in the race here at the Hockenheim Ring, as Patrizia Andriana de San Marino starts P31, followed by the three Kazakhstan racing cars of Adi Jabagos, Daniel Chen, and John Woda. Obviously, it is John Woda's birthday, so Merry Wodasmas to everyone. Roberto Moreira starts P25, as he's P2 in the championship standings. He also has quite a lot to do, as he's starting he's starting quite a bit back on everyone else. Followed by Rob Sekobulwa in P36. Jin Haruhiko is P37, followed by Lewis Winston Pearson, the final Pearson brother, starting in P38, followed by followed by Sofia Romano. It says Sofia Ankudinova. That's a bit of an issue. Sorry about that. But it is Sofia Romano who starts in P. No problem.
I'm gonna fix
Sofia Romano, the Vatican driver, starting in P39, followed by the man in P40, Yaya Tunde, as I should probably just mention, Yaya Tunde is 0.937 seconds of pole, so everyone in the top 40 only separated by a second. That is just incredibly close margins, and I think we're in for a really good race. Adrian Fraser, though, really bad qualifying for him as well, all the way down in P41 as Shimon Witt in P42. Thomas Nisbet is P43, followed by Hussein Chetinkaya in P44. And the two final cars on the grid will be Adric Keith and Maximilian Stuner, who did not set a time.
Yeah, Stirner caught out with issues, just couldn't leave the pit lane. But yeah, a very tight grid. And as you've said, the championship leaders are pretty much done. None of them are really there, which opens the door for a lot of new drivers, mainly Johannes Van Laer and Jafari Blackwood to, take a step further into their championship contention. But yeah, it is, I believe, time to finally start the race, and well, by the looks of things, we are in for a classic. So let me take you to the track, and let's get this thing done. Here we go, on the circuit. The lights are coming out, and we're about to witness the start of the race. 22 laps, same distance as Formula 1. 8 red lights are on, and we're on the way. It's a very good start from Blackwood. Van Laer doesn't get a good launch. Ntungwana gets a good one, though. And we're going to see a free wide moment in the background. Yes, we do. Van Laer goes to the inside. He takes the lead of the race. A few cones fly over there, but that corner cut is allowed, but no damage to anyone. And it's a clean start. Never mind, there we go. That's Van Laer trying to retake the lead, and he does get ahead of Blackwood, as I don't see any damages. A lot of side-by-side movement at the back, but a calm start. We can see Petro Delamy, the man who was rejected in Formula 1 seat, now side-by-side with Yash Gupta, as I'm just, yeah. Oh, that's bad. Oi. No, it's fine. Here we go. Anyways, that is Morton O'Connor into P2, as I'm gonna have to quickly eliminate my car. Sorry that you have to witness this. I'm gonna give you some action real soon. There we go. Okay, here we go. Morton O'Connor, yes. Wow, what a start of the race, though.
Yeah, it really was. Van Leer just got a really good jump. So did Ntungwana, but he couldn't really capitalize off that. Blackwood just kind of falling back in the first few laps. Then there was O'Connor getting past him for P2. We saw some scraps further down the field as well. Here is Jumalainen and Pearson, for example. Then we have
yeah, just checking for damage, but no, as I said, clean start of the race.
Yeah, and obviously that is quite a difficult thing to do, having a clean start, considering that there are 46 cars on what is probably a pretty tight track for these cars. But yeah, the drivers have done really well keeping it clean, and we are seeing some pretty good racing.
Yeah, we do. Here we go. Morton O'Connor. I think we have issues, and that's Wernerson spinning out. That's O'Connor and Gupta with damage. I said, watch out for the Zarks curve. And, well, we've just witnessed why we should. Wernerson, that's a nice move she tries to make on Morton, but too quick. You can see that rear wheel, that front wheel dips below the curb. And because the rear wheel is on the curb, there is no grip pretty much. The plastic takes you over and you're spinning. That slight banking doesn't help. You can see Gupta trying to avoid the situation here, going into a half spin, but it did not work out too well.
Yeah, I think Vanderson got a bit too greedy with that curbing, sent the car into a spin, and yeah, O'Connor was just collected in that. Nothing Gupta could have done there either, but we'll see if any implications are handed out, as we see from the onboard of Danny Whaler.
I don't know what he was trying to do here. That's just silly. Nearly cut the corner. That's completely on Whaler. That's dumb. What happened to Richard? We missed this one. Also, we've had a front wing. And into guard Gertz. Oh, that's Gasly Albon, Germany 2019-esque.
Carbon copy of that almost, but yeah, just straight into the back of Gerhard Hertz there. But yeah, nothing Gerhard could have done there. But yeah, that leaves the both of them with damage.
Yeah, Gertz was on the inside line. I don't know why he didn't go into the racing line, but you know, he's on the inside line when he has to slow down, otherwise he would be going off circuit. This is a flat turn for these cars, and Richards, yeah, did not really work out for him.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. That I think that leaves question of why Kurtz wasn't on the racing line, but I think that is definitely the fault of Matthias Richard for going into the back of him.
As we can see, the first car spitting for damage, as Whaler with damage not coming in, probably because his pistol was taken. We can see the Vites, one of the debutants. We had like 4 driver moves already, but he is making a move on Henry J. Brown. Very swift over. I think I'll be at a lock-up and a bit of contact with Henry. The man who was meant to retire, but decided to give it one final go, and I think he might stay if this... And he said he will stay if this is a good one, so we're looking forward to this as the Lamy now moves ahead of Tilsey. No, not really.
Yeah, Tildesley coming back at him though. Thought that Alami would have had that done coming into the hairpin, but Tildesley just got such a better exit than Pedro there, and that allowed him to get past. Rio Lennon might have a look out. Delalami's going to get past. Oh, as he loses the back end, makes contact with Delalami, and that's him down a few positions. As Juan Pablo Goyando is going to slip past the Zenith Works car. As the two are going to be side by side, Lennon all the way on the curbing there. JP Goyando late on the brakes on the inside, gets the move done.
Yeah, JP Guayando, as you said, is a very good move from the young Colombian, as that's damage for Nguena. That's unlucky. That's the Cameroonian talent with damage. I don't know what he was thinking here. Spins out. Oh, Verneson is so lucky.
Yeah, no damage to the car of Ricky Vandersen, but Nguena, just kind of a carbon copy of what happened to Ricky Vandersen. I think that inside curb, you don't want to get too greedy on it, and I think that sees a lot of drivers being caught out. Here's a bit of a scrap going on there. 3 wide, yeah. Moreira, D'Ambrosio, and Ancudinova backed out of that though. Moreira backing off as D'Ambrosio, look at this, he spearheaded his way to the front of this little pack. There's Miki Biasiov as Roberto Moreira there behind as well. Moreira, I think, was able to pass Ancudinova as Daniel Chen side by side with Lao Chi Ming. Chen gets that though. Adriana Di San Marino as well, side by side with Tony Michaels. I think
what is going on here?
This one off. That's Brown.
What's happened here? Oh, that's JP Guayando. We complimented him, but he got a bit too greedy on the curb, runs a bit off, and causes slight confusion.
Why did he go off?
Mighty save though. Look at that.
Wow, yeah, that is the car almost completely pitching sideways, and he just kept that. That is impressive car control from the Colombian.
And we also have missed one more thing. It is Jafari Blackwood sending it into turn 2 onto Van Laer. Brake checks him very aggressively. That's a nice defense. Nearly loses the car on the curbing and keeps going. Yeah, Nguena stays behind, and Nguena Tilsey is very aggressively trying to get through the Cameroonian. But yeah, Guayando keeps his position. There's his teammate. As Herho doesn't make a move. That's Ida Weiss. Ida Weiss, I have to say, really impressive debut.
Yeah, he's done really well. Obviously looking to get some first points in for his debut. Obviously, I think he'll be taking it chill. As there's John Keith. Very brave move on the inside of White. Mark Tander's going to slip by as well. Can the young Swede defend from the seasoned Australians? The two are going to go side by side. White can't really defend from Tander. As White has now got Frank Aston and David Morris Pearson behind him.
Yeah, I think Aston might go for it here. No, he doesn't. He keeps behind. Oh no, that's Tander off the road. He locked up. And nearly damage for David Morris Pearson. That was very dangerous, but back to the front-ish section of the pack. It is rather calm. What happened to Nguena? Sorry, Nguena. Oh!
Side by side with Van Leer, gets on the inside curbing and just spins off.
Yeah, Van Leer lucky to not lose his wing, and Nguena losing a lot of ground, but at least the McLaren IndyCar team car is still in the race as Verneson is chasing down Van Leer. These two have been in F1, have had a few battles, I believe, so this is nothing new as Haruhiko is out of the race. Hold on. Oh dear. That is a load of damages. That's Sofia Romano. Oh my god.
Wow.
That's brutal.
Yeah, just plowed straight into the back of Haruhiko. It's almost like she didn't have brakes. Well,
I'm baffled. On board with Romano. Yeah, no brakes. You can hear the downshifts, but there is no braking from Romano. It's just straight on. Look at Tunde as well. Tunde also locks up. But yeah, this is all on Romano. I don't see any other scenario. I mean, Haruhiko is very visible there. Keith gets damaged. A lot of cars damaged because of Romano's antics. Not the best parking job either, but yeah. Very unlucky.
Yeah. But I have to say, Rikke Vandersen in P3, she's been doing really well. Obviously, she had that spin at the start, but I think she's taken advantage of the situation that's been happening around her, and she's now putting the pressure on Johannes van Leer. And van Leer is there's Riolen on John Keith on the inside into the hairpin. I think he's gonna get him though. Yes, he does. Slick move.
3 wide nearly here. This is a nice sense back. Also, the Romano Haruhiko incident will be reviewed after the race to make sure that the penalty will be just. The drivers are out of the race, so it doesn't really matter penalty-wise. You cannot penalize a man that's out unless it's a race ban, so I understand this decision. But yeah, Ricky Verneson, interesting situation for her. Her seat was the only one to not be touched by the wrath of Sicilia, Scuderia Sicilia owners, so to say.
Yeah, Scuderia Sicilia has just been kind of, let's say, swapping drivers in and out. They've been, I think, a bit frustrated with the performance of some of their drivers. But yeah, I think Vandersen's performing well. Let's I say that contact between Aldrich Keith and Rikke Vandersen.
Keith just goes straight on.
Yeah, stupid stuff from Aldrich Keith. What is he doing?
He was rejoining the pit lane. I guess we're seeing the similar situation as we've seen in F1, you know, with the drivers just kind of losing their brain as they leave the pit lane, going straight on, and that's what we've seen. But Adric only punished himself. I don't think that needs further investigation apart from maybe a warning. There is Nisbet and Winston Pearson and a lot of cars for damage. I think that was... Oh no, this is an unrelated accident. What happened here? That's... Oh, and that's Michael's out.
And yeah, just spins on the Zakskurve. Nothing Nisbet could have done there. Pearson already with damage there. So yeah, I don't think he made contact with Michaels, but
this might have been damage from the pileup. No, never mind. It is contact into the back of Andrea Di San Marino. It's a warning for Adric Keith, but let's see. Di San Marino.
Yeah.
Oh, that's the slightest of touches. I don't think I would penalize anyone for that. Albeit this is my take.
Yeah, but I would probably put the blame on Patricia. There's no reason for her to move over there.
Yeah.
Maybe she just didn't see Pearson coming, but either way, there is still space. There was still space on the left there, so...
And that's Yaya Tunde with damage as well into the back of... And it's a copycat situation here, literally. But this time it's more visible that this is the fault of Shimon Witt. So I suppose in both cases it is the driver moving over the line that is in fault. Because yeah, that's Michael's parked, not the safest of ways. Hectic race so far.
It really is, and we're only on lap 5 at the moment.
Oh, we what?
So, yeah, I know. It's very strange to think about, but yeah, here we are. As we are now on the back, we're on the onboard of Seko Bulwa, yes, sporting the Husky chocolate liveried car. He's under pressure from Roberto Moreira there behind, as Moreira himself under pressure from Biasiov.
Yeah, Biasiov, pretty strong debut at the moment. He's going to go for the very aggressive move. He doesn't spin out. Moreira though gets the Asalara than Kudinova, the championship leader, can be seen behind. But there's Biasiov again with a dive to the inside. He's relentless in his attacks. He's really trying to impress the Scuderia Sicilia bosses, and I have to say, if he doesn't impress them, he's currently impressing me.
yeah, Biasiov doing really well in my opinion. And he's going for some very daring moves on Roberto Moreira out of all people, who is P2 in the championship standings, mind you. So I think he's doing very well, but there's Ankudinova now.
That's a lockup from Biasiov. Did not work.
Yeah, Ankudinova's just been kind of stuck behind just a few slower cars at the moment. Now she was able to clear Biasiov, but she's got Roberto Moreira, her championship rival, in front of him. So they're dueling for what is that now? P22, which is probably not something you'd see those two dueling for. There's Kyle Wilhelm and I think that was Yaya Tunde going side by side.
Yeah, Sergio Valais is coming into the pit lane, undercut for the man. Let's see. Will it be a good stop for Van Laer? Van Laer usually has the first stop that is good, then the rest falls apart as if Estonia and St. Petersburg has anything to go by. Which is a shame, you have to say. You have to admit. Even if you dislike Van Laer, it is a shame because he was involved in some brilliant battles and you cannot just enjoy that. And that's a damage for Henry J. Brown. And Tilsey locks up. Henry nowhere to go. He just kind of full throttles into him.
Yeah, I don't think Henry had the time to react there. Tilsley just straight locked up there.
I think he had the time to react, but then again, the drivers see less than we do, so probably shouldn't judge. But yeah, Van Laer, will it be a good stop? More cars with damage. God damn it, guys. There's the Ambrosio with damage. You know, oh, Lord Almighty. That's, I think, either Veit. Yeah, that's either.
Oh.
That's a debut done and over.
Shame. It was doing quite alright too.
And this is Jumalainen spin completely on his own. It wasn't really a brake check. I mean, he was going wide. It was either him going off the circuit and causing a possible pileup, or Henry going into the back of him. So, but yeah, hectic race currently. Moreira also with damage in the pileup, and we also have a mix of normal pitters in this whole pack. So that this adds to the drama of the situation, because those people are probably on different strategies, and now the teams have to scramble for something. But it's a very... The game lags again.
Oh.
Alright. We're back, but it's a very long stop for Van Laer. It's been nearly 17 seconds. It's going to be... And never mind, this is not Van Laer. Van Laer is gone now, but it was an over 20-second stop nonetheless. That's not what you want to see. Henry J. Brown is already off. So it's not that bad for him, I suppose. There is Van Laer taking the cautious route. No, nearly hits into Gupta. That's not good.
Yeah, so close to contact between Van Laer and Gupta. Obviously, Van Laer and pit stop debacles and incidents are, let's say, just not maybe a bit of familiar territory for him. But yeah, good thing that they didn't make contact, because I think you did mention about Van Laer, like him or not, he is still a pretty good driver in IndyCar. And yeah, he just doesn't really have the best luck sometimes.
Yeah, if any. As you can see, Daniel Chen, a very high-running Kazakhstan racing car. They are still looking for their first points this season. And, you know, who knows? Maybe it is Hockenheim. Maybe it is the so far crash-ridden track that might give them their first points.
Yeah, I think we're seeing a lot of incidents and a lot of people going out, so I think if the Kazakhstan racing boys can keep their nose clean today, they could be on for some points, definitely.
Yeah, look, Chen will now leave behind Van Laer, but he will be in front of Henry J. Brown, so this is definitely, and Morton O'Connor as well, so this is definitely a plus for Daniel over here. As he leaves the pit lane, you know, he will lose the position here, but it's still 23rd, and a lot of cars have not pitted yet, so this is very beneficial for the man.
Yeah, that is true. It's a pretty good strategy call from the Kazakhstan racing cars. Here is Turmelo Tungwana coming into the pits then. First, or no, I don't know. But he's coming into the pits now, either way. So, Yeah, he'll be contending for the podium, so he'll be having to hope for some fast pit stop times.
I think I saw a few dents on the car. Might be some damage fixing for the McLaren boys, which will delay the pit stop time, and I think that it is the case. So it's gonna stuck for a long, enduring and painful stop, as you know, it's nothing fun being stuck in the pit lane because your team is trying to, you know, fix everything on the car. It's a very long 33-second stop. Most likely Guayando gets away, a 25-second stop, and this is good for him as he's gonna jump. He's gonna jump.
Tildesley. Yeah, but isn't Tildesley's out? Or did we already see that?
You know, we have not seen that. What happened to Tilsey? I'm gonna check that now, but Van Laer has been jumped. Oh, Tilsey without front wheels. Oh, that's a lockup. Oh, that does not look good.
Yeah, that's Scuderia Moreira curve. Jake Tilsley seems to be locking up quite a lot. It just locks up straight on into the wall. Wow.
Oh, the car bouncing back. That's not what you want to see.
It's a pretty heavy accident for the Brits.
No brakes, brake failure. Nothing you could have done there.
That is scary.
That must be painful as well. Scuderia Moreira at the moment, not looking too good. But yeah, I was about to say, Guayando in front of Van Laer. This is for position.
Very, very interesting. Van Laer then with not a very good strategy, as he's lost a lot of time in the pits. JP Guayando though is going to defend from Van Laer as they both make contact, but Guayando then keeping the position. The question is though, when is Jafar Blackman going to come into the pits?
Now.
But that question is already answered, because now, yes.
And I don't think Jake has any... Jafari, sorry. Jake Blackwood, who's that? Jafari, I don't think he has any damage on the car. At least I didn't notice any. And yeah, it's a very good stop. So I think Jafari might have the on-track lead here easily. So let's go. Jafari is off. Yeah, it's an easy, simple, nice, clean lead for him. Wilhelm will rejoin whoever is speaking right now. This is live. Please mute yourself. Thank you. Flight. Alright, there we go. That's Wilhelm and Gertz. Wilhelm, this is a position for him. Haninen is third. I think that because he got damage. There's Guayanda, there is Ankudinova leaving close to Van Laer, so the championship fight is still on. There is Vernes and there is Daniel Chen. This is 11th for the Kazakhstan racing man.
Yeah, and I was talking about if Kazakhstan Racing could nail the pit stop and keep their nose clean, they could be in for some good points scoring positions, and now they are. So doing very, very well. Moreira and Henry David Pearson just side by side. Ooh. A lot of people coming into the pit lanes. The two Pearsons make contact into the hairpin. It's David Morris Pearson who comes ahead of Henry David Pearson.
Yeah, a bit of a contact between the two brothers. I don't think it will be taken lightly. You know, some bad blood between the family figures, probably. But yeah, no more accidents. Lao Chiming doing the longest run. The only car to not pit that's still running. As gets pit in for another stop due to damages. So, no, sorry, that was a normal stop. He got damaged so early on that he had to pit now, which put him nearly another lap down. So there's Chiming, and I don't think this strategy call is good. Look, he's gonna drop down rather quickly because the cars are slightly bunched up. So not the best call from the Bulls United team here, albeit who knows, maybe I'm wrong.
Let's see then where the Hong Kong driver will exit, but it's a slow stop for Lao Chiming. Either way, there's Jafari Blackwood back into the lead of the race by 5.5 seconds.
Yeah, Chiming's pit stop did yeah, it's not working. It's a very long stop, damage fixing, so yeah, it's there he goes. He's going off now, but he's out of points. Out of hope, probably. As there is Imperial harassing in the back of John Keith.
Yeah, I think D'Ambrosio could probably get this as he's all over the back of John Keith. Bit of a slide there. That's going to allow him to get a bit of a better exit than the Russian John Keith. But yeah, I don't think he's going to get that though.
I don't know, he might send it. He's gaining a lot in the slipstream. It might be a very light launch from D'Ambrosio, but no, he doesn't send it. bit too far behind, but it's still not out of the books. Maybe into the Mercedes-Benz arena. That's a possibility. Drivers seem to like making moves into here. Let's see. The Ambrosio does go for it, as I said. Very aggressive move over the curbs, side by side, but no, the Ambrosio just can't get through.
Yeah, ballsy move from Artemio there. Shame he couldn't pull it off. He's gonna get another shot at doing this again on the inside of Keith, but couldn't get it done there. Yeah, as I was saying, ballsy move from D'Ambrosio. He's really showed his bravery there from quite a far way back as well. So let's see if he can do anything. As there's Matthias Richard and Morten O'Connor.
Yeah, those are scheduled stops because they crashed so early on that they have to pit now for fuel as well. Because when you crash on lap 1, it's like basically restarting. It's like, you know, starting, you know, the race over. It's weird in air factor. But here we go, Van Leyen, Guayando. This is a battle for 4th. And then it's a void between Guayando and Hänninen. And then a slightly smaller void between Hänninen and Wilhelm. And then another void between Blackwood and Wilhelm. So, yeah, look, it's an interesting situation we're in. I don't think we've had this kind of a race where the top 3 is so far separated. Because in St. Petersburg, it was only Fraser so far out in front, with the top 3 somewhat being, from 2nd to 3rd, being somewhat closer.
Yeah, it's very strange. The top 4 is just completely spaced out between each other by so much. And then you consider the midfield and the lower parts of the field are just so tightly packed together. It's like 2 different worlds almost.
Yeah. So if Van gets a decent run on Guayando, we might see JP having to defend a lot from Van Leyen. But to be honest, he's been keeping this position for, what, at least 3 laps. So he's doing really well, as there's Van Leyen with a slide that cost him a lot of time. And yeah, Guayando, another lap, I think, that grants him survival.
Yeah, Guayando's done very well to defend from Van Leer, but shame for Johannes Van Leer though. He was probably thinking about going for the lead in the first few laps. Now he's P5, so well, it can still be salvageable. Who knows? But yeah, this is not optimal for the Dutchman.
Yeah, especially since he is focusing heavily on this season of IndyCar, treating it as a bit of an off-season from F1, trying to get back to form, trying to, you know, do his best here, show his worth, and probably get back to F1 next season if he gets an offer, or if a team accepts him. But if he doesn't win a race, because so far he's been having the race-winning pace, but not the execution per se. So I don't know how it'll go. But Daniel Chen, meanwhile, in the top 10 in the Swift car.
Yeah, I was just gonna mention that Daniel Chen defending from Turmelo and Tungwana, out of all people. So yeah, Chen is doing really well in P9 at the moment. Let's see if the Chinese driver can continue to keep that position.
It's Henry J. Brown into the pit lane. It's a scheduled stop, maybe even an undercut for Henry J. Brown, considering IndyCar does have 2 stops, so this might be an interesting strategy from the Brown Racing Enterprises team. Yeah,
well, let's see if they can pull anything out of the hat, to say something like that. And yeah, let's see just how the strategy works for them. But the one person I should mention is Hüseyin Çetinkaya, P13 for the Turkish driver.
So I'm just looking what happened to the... Okay, so those are all scheduled stop. Oh, again, pressed the wrong button. Nothing happened though. Oh, I'm getting flashbacks from F1 already. I really dislike the fact that it can happen sometimes during replays. But yeah, Hänninen into the pit lane. This is a scheduled stop. So yeah, the second wave of pit stops is open. And I wanted to say, as Van Leyen is coming in this lap, Wilhelm has caught up to Blackwood. Oh my god, he's going for him.
Such just a brave launch from Kyle Wilhelm from so far back. I think he made contact with Blackwood, but he's got the Lion GP car of I think that was Audrey Keith, who sits between him and Blackwood. So he's gonna have to clear Keith and then try to get Blackwood. But Kyle is looking to be on some quite good pace today.
Yeah, I'm just curious what happened to Wernerson. Oh wait, that was because of pit stops, I'm dumb. But yeah, Carl Wilhelm has managed to catch up 5 seconds to Blackwood, and he's now a threat, he's a large threat to Jafari's lead.
Yeah, Blackwood obviously doing his first season in IndyCar, leading for the first time in his career. Kyle Wilhelm just a tiny bit more seasoned than the Jamaican, so yeah, I think it goes to show why he has so much pace. Obviously Blackwood has been commanding this race by quite a lot, but Wilhelm looking to shake up the order a bit. I think he could have do it as this. Anco de Nova and Juan Pablo Goyando. Anco de Nova doing really well from start of P30, now P5. And trying to get JP Goyando for P4 here. Or P3 that is actually. Now that Johannes van Leer is into the pits.
Yeah, let's see if it's a good stop for Van Leer. If history is anything to look at, Van Leer has had his races done because of the second phase of the stops, but he's kept his nose somewhat clean, and yeah, that's a very good stop. This time it's the second stop that's good for Van Leer, and I think this might be a massive advantage to Johannes Van Leer.
Yeah, he's had a really good stop, but he's come out he's just come out behind so many cars. Here at the moment, as there's contact, Van Leer and Seko Boulevard, there's Lao Chi Ming just all on the back of Van Leer now, but yeah, there's David Morris Pearson, and then I think it was Artemio D'Ambrosio. There's Delalami and Chetin Kaya having a bit of a scrap.
I mean, I don't know what you need a replay for. It's kind of what. Anyways, there is Tanner coming in, there is Keith on the outside of Gupta, not the best of exits though, so I don't think this is going to be a move. Oh! Yeah.
Yeah, maybe not the best of a move.
That's most likely on Keith, that's on Keith. That's not smart, that's dumb, that's not how you overtake a car. Wilhelm and Blackwood now going straight for the lead. This is it. This is the battle for the lead, ladies and gents.
Yeah, this is going to be thrilling. Lap 17 out of 22. Wilhelm's going to have to make a push for the lead if he wants to win this race from Jafari Blackwood. They've only got a few laps remaining, so Wilhelm is going to have to make a move rather quickly. But Jafari, going by how the race has played out before, he is no slouch. Keith, though, Adric Keith, coming back at Kyle Wilhelm on the inside. Backs out of it, though. Good stuff, Adric. But yeah, Wilhelm, he's not going to be satisfied with P2, let me tell you. He is going to want that lead of the race.
Yeah, he's pushing hard, and you can tell he's right on the back of Blackwood once more. He's sending it now before the corner where you usually see overtakes. Blackwood defends. Wilhelm's only slowed himself down, and this is Keith making a move, and this can end in troubles. It does end in troubles, and this helps Keith. It hinders Wilhelm, but it helped Keith a lot. It straightens the car out, but that's unlucky.
Yeah, good thing there's no damage to Wilhelm's car, but just what is Adric thinking?
I don't know. I mean, there's always the thing where you can unlap yourself if you think you have the faster car, and this is taking it to a bit of an extreme. This is influencing kind of the race, the battle for the lead. I don't know how this will be interpreted. I think it's just Andrew trying to unlap himself, but, you know, it is a frustrating thing for you know, a person who contends for the race lead, you know, for backmarkers to influence your race. It's never fun. I've been there, and you don't want to experience that. But there is Ankudinova now into the pit lane, and this is important as Van Leer is about to come over here out of the final corner. There he is. Ankudinova has a short run, and it will be Ankudinova ahead of Van Leer.
Yeah, but it's going to be by a really tight margin as Ankudinova just comes out of the pit lane. Van Leer has got the overspeed on Ankudinova. So Sofia, yeah, there she goes, going wide. That's going to allow Johannes to catch up. And now I think we're going to see a battle between these two.
I mean, it's funny. I'm going to say something after the race shows, because it was not influencing race results, because in the end, both of them are still yet to pit, and in the pit lane, everything can change, so it's just an unfortunate unlapping incident. you know.
Yeah, but it has helped Blackwood massively. He led by 5 seconds before coming into the pits. As yeah, here is Blackwood into the pits. EVC Motorsport crew are gonna have to hope that this is perfect. But let's see what it will be for the Jamaican Jafari Blackwood, as Cal Wilhelm is into the pits as well.
When we have a lot of pit lane traffic, let's
He's
see.
getting held up, isn't he?
No, I think both cars have damage on themselves. I think this is the case of both Blackwood and Wilhelm due to their battling and everything having damage, and this is significant. Hanninen. I mean, I think Hanninen, he has had damage, hasn't he?
No, not to my knowledge.
Oh my!
I don't think so, at least.
Verneson and Kurinova, yeah, there we go. So Blackwood will not win this race. That's oh no, that's pit lane traffic gone wrong. Pit lane traffic gone very wrong. Now Chi Ming gets himself into some more hot water.
Yeah, let's see this then, as there's Ming coming out of the pits. There's Wilhelm exiting. Tries to avoid Wilhelm.
Ooh,
Just
I don't know what
straight.
happened there. And then Tana gives him the double one. Yash Gupta very unlucky. There is Chetinkaya. There's John Voda just stopping. I mean, I would also be stopping. I wouldn't believe what I'm seeing, if I'm honest.
Yeah.
But there we go. There is a Gianna Di San Marino and Tanda side by side. Tanda half spins, but controls the car. Goyando, Aston, and yeah, that's about it. Then we have Ankudinova, Van there. Verneson and Haninen very heavily separated.
Yeah, Hanninen has just taken a dominant lead at this race now. We'd expect it to be Blackwood.
Go on.
Okay, yeah. I think we'd expect it to be Blackwood versus Wilhelm coming out of the pits, but they just got absolutely held up, and that allowed Hanninen to just take the lead of the race. Van der Sens in P2, followed by Johannes van Leer, who's got himself back up into the podium. So good going from Johannes, who just completely missed out on that first stop. Got a really good second stop, and that allowed him to cruise up into P3. As here's Daniel Chen in P9. He's being hunted down by Kyle Wilhelm, as the Chinese driver is going to start to feel the pressure now. The same pressure that Wilhelm was putting on Blackwood, he's now putting on Daniel Chen.
He's putting a lot of pressure. You can see he's going to the inside now. He gets a decent run, but it's not enough. Chen gets the better launch. And doesn't get the move yet. I think the hairpin will be the preferable choice. As Hannenen's still in the lead, do you think this is legitimate? Do you think that this is gonna actually happen?
We've got 2 laps remaining, so I'm all for it. I'm gonna say Hannenen's gonna win this race, but last time we raced at Hockenheim, which was a few days ago, and we predicted race winners. Let's just say it did not go very well for them.
No.
So-
Miran FG finished P2. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yes, but I also predicted Joseph Murray for the victory, and you know he didn't really win.
Listen, P3 is still something.
Yeah, I guess. But yeah, let's just hope that we don't jinx it.
Yeah, but here we go. Hannenen is being rapidly caught by Verneson. That gap is shrinking 2 seconds per lap. Hannenen has no
Yep.
tyres.
Yeah, Van der Sen just absolutely on it. She's got newer tires than Mika as well, so yeah, Rikke could definitely catch up to the others here.
Yeah, this is
I mean, Hannan, yeah.
yeah, this is the moment of the race. I think this is where it kind of ends. Daniel Chen defending P10 for the limping Swift chassis, the only chassis to not score a singular point yet this season, and it's a one chassis team pretty much. They've had no other customer teams. It's just Kazakhstan Racing. If a pretty beautiful delivery. That's Richard. That's a scheduled stop. Never mind. That's Chetinkaya with damage.
I think he's probably gone into the back of somewhere. Is that
Gupta.
Yash Gupta looking up? And that is Gupta with a rear wing.
Yeah, that's because of the crash we've seen in the pit lane.
Yeah, sorry.
I think yeah, there we go. They're gonna both come into the pit lane, and this is John Voda, who is in the scrap for points. No, never mind, he's not. That's Sao Chi Ming. We've also seen that one in the pit lane. But yeah, John Voda going for his best finish yet. No, actually, no, that's not true. No, it is true. He's going for his best finish this season. As that's a narrow miss from Richards. He nearly goes into Moreira. But we are about to enter the final lap. Miran, any predictions? Because this is going to go down to the wire.
I'm gonna say it now. Ricky Vandersen for the victory as Haninen goes wide. Yep, here comes the Danish menace. As Vandersen's gonna have a pretty good shot at trying into the hairpin later on the brakes. On Mika Haninen, the two side by side. Vandersen takes the lead on the final lap of the race. Bit of contact between the two, but there's Vandersen. Haninen with a massive snap of oversteer. Catches it though. Nice car control from the Finnish driver, but he's still. That is him demoted down to P2 by a pretty far gap. Van Leer might be able to get his hands on that P2 as well. As Haninen looking to. Caught napping there a bit. This could allow Johannes van Leer to slip past by P2, get back to his original starting position of second place, as he's just had a bit of ups and downs this race as well. He could probably get back up into P2.
Yeah, but what a move from Verneson, just sends it, doesn't really think much of it. It was such a clean overtake, albeit there was a bit of a brake stomp here. Look, yeah, that probably unsettled Hannon, but look at the move. Look at that dive bomb, just perfectly executed when you think of it. And then Hannon just gets pressured, chooses the wrong line, overrides the curb. Miraculous save from him, but you know, he's not safe at all. Van Leer is on the back of him. It's not looking good for Hannon because Van Leer is a skilled overtaker and he knows how to maneuver the car around the circuit. It might go down to Zaskova, albeit I think the gap is a bit too big for Van Leer to do anything. But nonetheless, IndyCar will have its new race winner.
Yes, it is gonna be Rikke Vandersen of Denmark. No one would thought that she would win, but she is gonna do it now as Rikke Vandersen wins at the Hockenheim Ring. And that is a brand new IndyCar race winner crowned.
Yeah, 2 women winning in a row. That's, I think, a nice statistic. Let's see. Oh my god, this man takes the crown though. Daniel Chen in the Kazakhstan racing car. 20 points go to you, sir. That is a very satisfying moment to see. That's Nguyen rounding off the points. Jafari Blackwood with the fastest lap, taking on the final lap, albeit someone might still steal it away from him. That's outside of the points. Obviously penalties will be applied later. None of them haven't really announced this race. We're going to take a look at them afterwards. But yeah, I have to say, a very nice race. And wow, I feel like IndyCar is going to be a really tight series as we move onwards with the calendar.
Yeah, this race just had it all, hadn't it? We just saw so much drama, so many lead changes as well, especially in those final few laps. We had a just absolutely perfect move from Vandersen to take the lead. Obviously, I think everyone going into this race was probably expecting Van Leer to take the victory. Then Jafari Blackwood absolutely dominated, had that pit stop that just completely ruined him. And then you had Haninen take the lead. And Haninen, I have to say, drove a really great race as well. But it was Rikke Vandersen who came out on top in P1. Just great drive from Rikke Vandersen, in my opinion. But you also have to give it to Daniel Chen in P10. First points for Kazakhstan racing car. P10 for the Chinese driver. Bravo.
Yeah, and also first ever Chinese point scorer in MMS, I believe, in general. So yeah, that has been a very entertaining race, albeit a bit hectic, but still a very good job. And Kudinova 26 positions up, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, so an amazing comeback drive, reminiscent of Harry Herhold in MMS Formula 1. So yeah, we have a few stars of the future, I guess you could say, of the future seasons in MMS. But yeah, driver of the day nominated, race over. What is left, Miran?
I mean, there's so many people. I just can't give it to anybody. There's Van Essen with an absolutely great move. Haninen with a beautiful strategy. Kudinova going up 26 positions. Blackwood who commanded the entire race and just had something out of his control. Wilhelm with so much good pace. Chen, P10. Is there anything more I can say about that? Then there's people like Patrizia Andreano di San Marino, and like, can I really give it to anyone, honestly? But if I had to pick someone, I would probably say Ricky Anderson.
Yeah, that's fair enough, especially considering what the CMS Scuderia Sicilia team has been going through. Yeah. Oh wow, next race. If you've enjoyed hectic things, next race is the Pocono 125. The big 125, in fact, at Pocono.
Yeah, it sure is to be big, so don't miss that, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah. See you at the next venues, at the next series. It's been it for me.
I'll be Miran LG.
And I'm Kaiser Resnia, and we're gonna see you at the next one. Bye bye.